Guy Code with Rena Osware.
Hey guys, welcome to another episode of The Guy Code with me, Rena Osware. Now on this episode, we will be talking about masculinity and spirituality. Now, this is just for covering how masculinity and spirituality tie together. Just covering the two items. This doesn't mean if you're an atheist or you don't believe in, you're not a spiritual person that you should skip this episode. I'm not tackling one religion. I'm just tackling spirituality in general, as far as both religion and meditation and all that stuff that just believe in another spiritual realm. So this comes about in that many people have been asking, how does these religions affect masculinity and the men in society? Because you find many men in society, some who have been great, have become who are very religious and had religious principles. Was it because they were naturally good men that just happened to have religious principles, or did their religious beliefs make them to be great men? So this is just one of the things that we'll be handling and just give more clarity to on this episode. Now, I would say I'm a religious person. I'm a spiritual person. I believe in a supreme being, and I think my faith has actually affected and made me become a better man. It has definitely it hasn't given me red pill knowledge for sure that I got from somewhere else, but it has definitely given me some moral principles that have been to my benefit up until this point in my life. Now, these are the couple of reasons I just wanted to share with you guys on why you might want to consider spirituality and faith if you are not already have a faith or have a spiritual path. I believe right now all over the world the Muslims are celebrating or going through Ramadan, the fasting period. So definitely this is one of the reasons why I decided to create this episode at this particular time. So we're just going to run through a couple of reasons why I think every man should be on a spiritual journey and have some faith in their life. Number one, I believe that spirituality gives purpose. I've noticed that for many men, that actually manhood itself is purpose driven. Every man requires a purpose, not people, but a purpose to drive them and to make them achieve and become the best man they can be and fulfill their destiny in life. So spirituality definitely gives them a purpose. A man must be purpose driven, and most religious people who are leaders, they say that their faith was very, very vital in them achieving their duties and what society expected of them. Because sometimes when you have to stand up for what you feel is right, it can be really hard to just depend on your own strength, and having faith that there's a superior, being someone watching over you and giving you the strength to carry forward is definitely and will definitely be very important at that point for you to achieve what you want to achieve. So it definitely gives purpose, because there are also many people who religion has been their life goal. Has been their life path, as far as whatever it is, whether it's meditation, Hinduism, Islam, Christianity, as long as of course that they follow the right moral and the right principles, which is actually a whole other debate whether they do or majority of them do not. But it definitely can give you a whole life goal that will actually give you fulfillment at the end, because there are many people who are religious and feel fulfilled through their spiritual path. So number one, it has to be that spirituality gives actually men purpose in their life, which is very vital. And because a man without purpose is just an existent being and doesn't really have anything to do. You might as well be an animal. Well, also some animals are actually much better because their purpose is to work or to be food. So if you're a man without purpose, then you're just occupying space for no reason. Yeah, it is what it is. Number two is that spirituality actually gives a man stillness. In this very, very noisy, crowded world where there's noise, everyone is saying this, that, and the other, and you feel like everything is happening at the same time. For a man, you need some stillness in your life to go back, recalibrate, compose yourself, and just try to figure things out, especially if it's things getting too much, too hectic, which it happens a lot of the time for men. If you have all this responsibility and you need just a point of stillness to just compose yourself and say, okay, take a breather and say, let me just take a minute to figure things out. What's the next step? What can I just better improve the whole situation and move forward? Religion and faith definitely has one of those points, because for many people who are religious, they usually pray in the morning. Even some people who are just into yoga, they meditate in the morning because it actually helps them. They say it helps them to just have a fresh start and a clear mind at the beginning of the day, because definitely you do not want yesterday's trouble to cloud out today's opportunities. And because every day has its own opportunities, you can't spend the rest of today thinking about yesterday's mistakes and regrets. You have to move on. And I think religion and faith and having a small prayer in the morning definitely gives you that kick and gives you that mentality of like, the new opportunities that have been given by my creator that I must take advantage of today. Since he was merciful enough to give me this new day, I will definitely take advantage of the opportunities today and develop myself and become, just help to make the whole world a better place. So I think that's the main thing. Gives stillness. The prayer and meditation is very, very important. So spirituality will actually give you that stillness in life when there's a lot of hustle and bustle in your life, which happens to almost everyone. Having your faith and having your religious beliefs will definitely bring you to a point of stillness and just let me just have some quiet time and get to have a thought or two about my whole life. That's number two. Number three is spirituality gives a sense of identity. And for man, they say that man actually gives identity to his offsprings. So if the man himself doesn't have an identity, then definitely if he has a family, that family has no identity, because the leader himself doesn't know who he is in himself. That situation is a whole catastrophe just waiting to happen. But spirituality and any religious beliefs, and as I said, I'm not talking about one religion or another, or one faith or another, but just general recognizing a spiritual realm and just a higher, being, or just having something else, believing in something else that is out there apart from, just the tangible. That's what I mean by spirituality. It gives you a sense of identity. So there are many people who, as I think I said in point one, who actually spirituality is their whole life purpose. They have dedicated their life to just have that spiritual journey, and they have actually changed the world in different places, different ways. Whether they are Hindu, Islam, Muslim, Christian, all that, they've definitely made their change in society through their faiths and beliefs. So if you're a spiritual person, it can give you a sense of identity that I know where I'm from, I know who my creator is, and I know that my creator has a certain specific purpose for me in my life, and there's a reason why I exist at this point in history. So knowing all this definitely gives you a purpose, an identity in your life. So you start off with an identity, and if you know who you are, you will definitely lead to a point where you know what you stand for. If you know who you are and you know that what you believe in, you'll definitely stand for some things and have the courage to stand for things that may not be popular, but you'll have to just have the boldness to stand for your truth. So spirituality definitely gives you a sense of identity, of knowing who I am, because I know who my maker is and where I came from originally. Of course, apart from not talking about parents as natural realm, but of course spiritually, where I came from and definitely where I'm going and the kind of destiny I have in my life. The fourth one is spirituality can give us a sense of morality and principles. And most religions, faiths and different faiths have their own set of beliefs that actually most of them are similar. They value the sacredness of human life. I'd say most of them, apart from, of course, there are a few that have other beliefs that we don't have to get into on this episode, but most of them have a couple of beliefs that are definitely noble. And helping the less fortunate in society, having sacredness of human life, just doing the right thing and just listening to your conscience, because the conscience, they say, is the voice of God in you. So this sense of morality and principles definitely will make you a better man, because a man without principles means he's a man who doesn't respect himself and can't be respected by society, because if you don't stand for anything, you'll fall for anything, and people know that. People know people who don't stand for anything can just be bought. So no one will respect you if you don't stand for anything, if you don't know that what you really believe in and the morals and the principles that guide how you live and how you conduct yourself in society. So spirituality and your faith will definitely for sure give you a sense of, give you a set of principles and morality that you will stand by, and most of them, and it will definitely impact how you live. Although, of course, I'm not avoiding the fact that there are some of these principles that may be harmful, or some could be outdated depending on the time and history we are in, but also that's all another debate for another day. So, but the main thing is that if you are a spiritual person, you will definitely be by to a certain set of rules that will definitely give you a sense of discipline, since there are principles that you are expected to abide by. The last one is that spirituality can give you a sense of encouragement during trying times of weakness and hardships. So just like the season of COVID-19, when it ravaged the world and everyone was just panicking, because even if naturally no one really understood what we were battling, because they say that it's a totally new disease and they don't really know how to tackle it specifically, and they haven't dealt with a very similar case or an exact case like this before. So everyone was wondering what to do and where to start from. So if you're a spiritual person or a person of faith, a man of faith, this could be a time where you've definitely looked up and said, my creator, you definitely know, you definitely get to handle such situations, because you know much more than we do. And you just, that point of when a man can just give it up the situation and say, naturally I don't know what I'm fighting, but I might need some spiritual help, and it will definitely give you that help, to tackle this very trying season. Even as we speak, some of you could definitely be having more spiritual conversation with your creator, just to get you get you in check for the season you're in, because it's very trying for all of us, and in different ways. So these are just a couple of things I just want to run by you guys. Masculinity and spirituality, what it really means, how they really correlate, You guys can definitely give your feedback through the social media handles that I have in the description. But just so you know that on Twitter it's Guy Code Kenya, on Instagram it's @RenOsware. And until next time, you guys, we shall talk soon.